My name is Alexandra and I'm an addict. I'm 30 years old and my drug of choice is heroin and meth. Growing up, I didn't really know my father, and my mother was an addict my whole life. She used my entire life, and as a child, she used me to her benefit, and she used me to get what she needed and wanted. My mom's been married 7 times, and there was a lot of abuse towards me from her, as well as her husbands, my stepfathers, my stepbrothers, even a stepsister, physical, sexual, emotional. There was, along with my stepfathers, all the men that were coming in and out of the house. My mom would allow them to do whatever they wanted to me to get, again, whatever she needed. Most of the time, I just remember it was drugs. There was another instance where we'd been gone for several days, and I remember my mom telling them that we'd been kidnapped. I think there's a scar on my forehead from it. I could walk at that time, so I was probably maybe 4 years old, and it was an apartment, and the guy had taken me into the bathroom and put me in the bathtub while my mom was outside, and she was smoking crack. By the age of 11, I was drinking with her, and soon I started doing cocaine with her. She taught me how to cook it into crack, and I guess using was a way for me to escape and not feel everything that was going on and not think about it. The friends that I had thought it was cool that my mom allowed me to drink and use drugs, and but they didn't know the things that were going on behind closed doors. I dropped out of school. I never graduated middle school, and I started hanging out with a lot of older people, and I got involved with people that were breaking into houses, stealing cars, and all the while I think it was like husband number 5, again, was molesting me. He'd come into my room at night and climb in the bed with me, and I couldn't stop it because my mom wanted us to have a roof over our head. And soon, I wouldn't even say anything to her because she knew, and having a roof over our head was more important. I spent 3.5 years in juvie for residential burglary, auto theft, and possession with intent to distribute. I got caught with 4 other people, but I took the blame for everything. When it was time for me to get released, I got scared, and I started talking about the things that were happening at home because I was scared to death. I didn't want to go back to that place. So they realized I had a problem with drugs, and they said there was no way that they were going to send me back home to my mom. I was going to have to do the rest of my time till I was 21 in Department of Corrections, but there was a family in Georgia that was willing to take me, and my PO gave me a second chance. And when I went down to Georgia, I saw an opportunity to be able to start a new life, and I thought I was going to be able to start over. And when I got down there, I worked 2 jobs, and I wasn't drinking, I wasn't doing anything. And the family I was with, they were great people. And after 6 months, they left and went to Florida, but I couldn't go because I was still on probation. And I was kind of left there to figure it out myself. And I was only 17. Being down there, I kind of had to fend for myself, which I did most of my life. But I met a man, and I thought he was great. And he had his own car, his own place, and he had, seemed like he was really into me, and that he really liked me, and that he cared about me. And I moved with him after a month because I didn't know any better. And soon after, he started putting his hands on me, and he would apologize and say that he was sorry and that he didn't mean to do it, and I'd accept his apologies. And this went on for such a long time, and I thought that I loved him and that he loved me because he said it, and I thought that I cared about him because I wanted so bad to have somebody care about me. And I just kept telling myself it wasn't that bad, because to me that was normal. I made excuses for him, and I thought, well, maybe this is just a way of his way of showing that he cares about me, because he doesn't know how to show it any other way. And maybe I am doing things wrong because I'm not perfect. Every time I'd leave him, I'd end up, I ended up with another guy, and all the relationships I was in, they were worse than the one before. I left and go to another relationship, and the guy bust my head open with a glass bottle, and I had to have it stapled back together. And I didn't leave, I stayed. And it's because I didn't think I was worth more. Eventually I did leave, a year or two later. And I didn't give up. I still thought that I would find somebody. And the next relationship, I have no feeling in my right leg. I have nerve damage because he hit me with his car. And even in that one, I didn't leave after that. I stayed with him because I thought I loved him, and I thought, everybody deserves love, because we all have problems, we all have struggles, and everybody deserves to be loved. Nobody's better than anybody else. I thought it was the drugs that was the problem, but it was just me. I wanted a chance to start over, and I kept trying to start over, and every time it just got worse. I eventually ended up leaving Georgia, trying to come back to Illinois to try to help my family. The whole time I was down there, I didn't really have contact with them. My mom came to visit me twice, and both times she was holed up in a hotel room with her boyfriend or husband. I came up here, got a place, and was by myself. The first 6 months I didn't use. It might not even have been 6 months. I say 6 months, it was probably less than that. But I didn't use heroin, I didn't use meth. I got a place, and I started working as an account manager for a bank, for a loan company, and it's Cottonwood Financial. I was making really good money. I was bringing in $7-8 grand a month. My aunt wanted me to meet her friend's son, and he was doing heroin, and the stress of everything, and I gave in, and I started shooting dope again, and I'd never overdosed before, and my first time overdosing was on a Thanksgiving night in 2014. I was in the bathroom, and I actually overdosed the first time from snorting heroin.
and the people that I was with, the guy that was supposed to be my boyfriend, didn't want to call 911. I was lucky enough to have somebody there that did call, and they had to hit me with Narcan twice to bring me back. And when I came to, I was left at the hospital by myself. My mom didn't want to be there. She came, and when she realized what happened, she left immediately because she didn't want her name brought into it. The guy I was with was yelling and screaming at me at how I could be so stupid. And after that night, the following day is when I started shooting heroin again, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to feel the same effects from snorting it as shooting it. I was back on heroin, and they say pick up where you left off, and that's so true. All the money that I had been making at my job, the majority of it was now being spent on dope. I overdosed a second time. I was lucky enough to be brought back, and I tried dating a guy again. This guy had a legitimate job. He had a car, he had a place. So I thought this was going to be another instance where it was going to be okay. And it wasn't. From the outside looking in, looked like I had it all together. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and I stayed by myself. I paid my bills, but every last dollar went to my habit. I found meth up here about 3 years ago, so the last year and a half almost, a little over a year and a half was spent doing heroin and meth at the same time. A few days after that, the police kicked in my door because they'd been watching. They'd been watching me, and I got arrested. I got arrested on several felonies for delivery and manufacturing, as well as possession on heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamines. And that's what saved my life. I got arrested on April 11th, 2017. I was in jail for 5.5 months this last time, and I went to treatment. I went to treatment at Gateway West in August of 2017, and I was there for 28 days. And I had no idea what I was doing. That was my 3rd time in treatment. And, I ran every day. Every day I ran in treatment. I was court mandated to go there. And that's the best thing that could have ever happened because it saved my life. I was either going to die at the hands of myself, somebody else, or because of the drugs. And any one of those options at the time would have been a great option because I didn't care if I would have died at that point. Where I'm at today, I'm coming up on 15 months clean, and I found a way out. I'm able to see today that it wasn't the drugs, it was the problem, it was me. All my life I was running and hiding and searching for something, and it was loving and caring of something. Like, I didn't love myself, and I didn't care about myself, and I didn't value myself. I was searching for that, and slowly I'm getting it back. I was able to get clean through working a program, through AA, NA, HA, through all of those things. Today I do have self-respect. Today I do have self-value and worth. I didn't have those things before. Understanding that, the things from my past that happened to me. Not all of them are my fault. And the reason that I was using was because I didn't want to feel those things. I didn't want to think about those things. And the freedoms that I thought I was getting and the relief that I felt from using heroin is nothing like the freedom and the relief that I feel today. It's just the beginning, and there's so much more to come. I have some great people in my life, and I couldn't ask for more. And I don't have bad days anymore. I don't even really have bad moments. Through working the steps, which I never ever thought in my life that I would be working 12 steps and going to these meetings. I thought that was not for me, but that's what's worked for me, and I've been able to forgive myself and forgive others. I just wish that those that are struggling could see their potential and see that there is a better way and there is a way out, and that there are people that will love you until you can love yourself. I never thought that I was worthy of a better life, and come to find out, I am. You can have any life that you want to have. You're deserving of the life that you want to have. You can't make anybody do something that they're not ready to do. Until somebody is ready, they're not going to stop. They have to want it for themselves. And we need to have people support us. We need to have people back us. But until they're ready, they're not going to. So you have to have patience. You do have to care about them. And you do have to love them. Try to be kind to everybody, because you never know the struggles that the other people are going through. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has problems. You never know what the next person's going through. So everybody does deserve kindness and love.
Bless the night came again. Darkness keep